Welcome back to the Kian and Prez show. Merry Christmas to all of you. I want to say one thing about Christmas, or whatever you believe in, the holiday. If you're it's Hanukkah, maybe it's Kwanzaa. Maybe you're an atheist. Maybe you just like celebrating. Either way, this time of year, people try to spend a lot of time together, and they should. Unfortunately, they like to air not only football but basketball on Christmas, and I think it's a time where you should spend with your family, not watching sports. Maybe you play games, but at least you should be enjoying each other's company. And I hope that you do so, and we leave football aside. That said, we're still going to provide you with our picks for this week. We're going to keep it short because, again, hope you spend it with your family. So we'll provide our picks. As you can see by the rankings next to our video here, that Kian beat me again by one win, as he's done for the last 5 or 6 weeks, consistently one win, and that's why he has 11 more wins than me. Now, needless to say, I'm frustrated. He also beat me by .08 in the playoffs of our semifinals for fantasy football. You heard that correctly, .08. So, hopefully your fantasy season and football season is going better than mine. But without further ado, here we go with our picks, starting with the games on Christmas, which never happen. First off, Chiefs over Steelers. Chiefs lock up the 1 seed so they can rest for multiple weeks. Steelers feel like you're going to be relegated down to the 5 seed. Kian?
Yeah, I have Kansas City in this game. I think it could be close, as most of the Chiefs games have been, but I still think Kansas City is the better team overall.
Next up, Ravens Texans. I just want to say one thing about Tank Dell's injury. Horrific, saddening. Looks like he probably won't be able to play next year because of the multiple issues with his knee, and I hope it doesn't ruin his career. Prayers for you, Tank Dell. Ravens, though, do beat the Texans, and I think with the Steelers' loss, will basically be locking up the North.
Yeah, it's an interesting game as the Texans have signed or claimed Deontay Johnson from the Ravens, who released him, and they're playing him. They're playing immediately, but I still think Baltimore is a better team. I think their offense will be able to put a lot of pressure on the Texans, so I have them on.
I have the Seahawks over the Bears on a short week. Seahawks have a chance to go 7-1 on the road if they win the last 2 games, and it may not even matter with the math being more in the Rams' favor as far as strength of schedule victory. Anyways, Seahawks on Thursday. Winning.
Yeah, I don't think the Bears have gotten into their full potential yet for the next few years. So I think they're going to lose this game to the Seahawks, who I think are just a better team overall.
Next up, I have the Chargers over the Patriots. I think this game will be closer than people think, but the Chargers will pull this one out.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are going to try to get back to fully to their form, and I think they will win this game. And the Patriots are a pretty bad team, even though they had a kind of close game. So.
Next up, I think the Bengals keep their hopes alive with the Broncos, but in a weird scenario, they want the Steelers to beat the Chiefs on Christmas, so the Chiefs have to beat the Broncos for the 1, and then the Bengals want to beat the Steelers in the last week. Anyways, it's a mess. Bengals still have a shot, although slim, and I got them beating the Broncos.
Yeah, this was the toughest game of the week for me to pick, but I ended up going with a team with a better quarterback and offense, even though I think their defense is worse. I just think they'll manage to outscore their opponent.
I got the Rams over the Cardinals. The Cardinals look like they may not be playing anybody of importance in this game after being eliminated by the Panthers last week.
Yeah, I think the Rams are just going to try a lot harder to win this game, and I think they are just a much better team and have been playing great.
Bills over the Jets because the Jets have tried to lose every single way possible and will continue to do so.
Yeah, I think Bills should win this one pretty easily. I don't.
Saints will beat the Raiders because the Raiders are pretty mad at themselves for winning last week. Could have the first overall pick, Raiders. Could have the first overall pick, and you blew it all.
I would think they would have noticed that during the game.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. Anyways, maybe the Jaguars wanted to lose even more. Who knows? All right, but Saints
Yeah.
over Raiders.
Yeah.
You have the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Colts also have a slim chance to playoff win. They should demolish the Giants with the running game.
Giants trying to hold on to the number one overall pick now that they've gained it, so
Yeah.
they can get the best quarterback that they want. And the Colts are the better team, and they should win.
Eagles trying to hope for some way to get back to number one after blowing that game last week in multiple ways. I mean, Hurts got hurt, but also they had a chance to lock it up multiple times. Both quarterbacks got hurt. Actually, Pickett got banged up. But they're going to still try to get the one seed, so Eagles over Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't know Jalen Hurts' status, but I don't know if it will matter that much. I still think they'll be able to beat the Cowboys with just their much better roster overall.
I'm going to take an upset here. The Panthers over the Bucks. Last time they played, it did go to overtime. Buccaneers pulled it out. Panthers playing good. Bryce Young playing good. Buccaneers playing weird.
Yeah, I think for this game, I do think the Buccaneers will have a bounce back week, although it should be close. And the Panthers want to get some confidence, but to a certain point, how much do you want to win by sacrificing your draft position? So I still have Tampa Bay winning probable close game.
I have the Titans over the Jags. The last time these teams played 2 weeks ago, Will Levis was playing. He missed a wide open guy in the end zone, which would have won the game. Now they have Mason Rudolph starting, so I think they take care of the Jags.
Yeah, this is another game where it's just who wants to lose more, and I think the Jaguars will find a way to not lose, and the Titans will be the ones who end up with a higher draft pick.
I got another upset here. I'm taking the Browns against the Dolphins because it's cold in Cleveland, and the Dolphins hate the cold. I have no other logic besides that.
I didn't think about that, but
Taking the
I'm
Dolphins.
taking the Dolphins.
I mean the Browns. I'm sorry. Over the Dolphins.
I didn't really think about that, but I am still taking Dolphins because somehow they'll overcome that with their better roster. That
They
wants
should
to
win. They should win, but
when the Browns.
but
are
they don't
just
like the
so
cold.
horrible.
The stats show it. All right. Next up, huge AFC North clash, mostly for the Vikings.
And it's-
I'm sorry, AFC North clash. But I'm taking the Packers with this right now. Here's the thing: Packers have finally figured out their identity. They're a running team. They're a running football team, and they're going to run the ball at the Vikings. The Vikings' defense is good overall. No true weaknesses, but I think the Packers will be able to run the football against the Vikings, and I think this game will be close. I'm just going to take the Packers.
I think this will be another very close game. I could easily see either team winning it. It was a good close game the last time these teams faced, but I still think the Vikings will end up with the win. So I think their offense will be able to do better in the pass game and the run game against the Packers.
All right, big playoff implication game between the Commanders and the Falcons. Michael Penix looked better than his stats show. A lot of dropped passes. Thank you, Kyle Pitts. Commanders, man, how many games have they pulled out? Crazy wins. This game means more to the Falcons because if they win out, they win the NFC South and get in the playoffs. But the Commanders still, playoff seeding could be important. So, fun game, but I'm going to take the Commanders. I just think the Falcons defense is not good enough.
Yeah, I will take Washington as well. They've been playing well recently. I think the Falcons offense might be doing better against the Commanders defense, but I still think Jane Daniels and the rest of the Commanders offense will outperform them.
And then lastly, the Lions are going to go to San Francisco and exact some NFC Championship revenge from last year. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, I don't think this should be close. Even with the Lions' injuries, they still have looked pretty good. So I think they should win this one very easily.
All right, that's it for our picks this week. Happy holidays. Enjoy your time with the family, and we'll see you next week.